Anywho, this is Weeknights. We're back. I am JD, aka He Who Pods.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka, well, I guess I gotta step aside again as the real king of R&B, don't I?
Well, according to BET, you do.
Yeah, yeah. This is one nomination. I guess it's not a nomination, but this is one award that I'm actually excited about.
Well, let's talk about it.
Well, BET has announced their recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award. It's going to none other than Usher, Mr. Confessions himself.
That's right.
Or, if you're like me, Mr. 8701. Yeah, they just announced it. As I'm sure people know, BET Awards is coming up on June 30th, so just a few more weeks, where we will, I guess, see how those weird categories pan out that we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Could go whenever it was. But yeah, I think this part of it will be really exciting to see Usher accept the Lifetime Achievement Award. We've talked a lot about Usher this year and how Usher is having a pretty damn good year.
Yeah.
So really exciting for him. He's doing that the weekend of the third of the whatever that is, that last weekend in June, and then following weekend he'll be headlining at Essence Fest. So
Wow.
he's a busy, busy guy.
He's been busy for a while and look like he's staying busy.
He sure has. So really exciting for him. And obviously he has his tour that he's doing this year, and just a lot of good things coming to Usher this year. So this is really exciting.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's well deserved. You know, uh, After the Super Bowl, we know everything that happened. Well, first he had the Super Bowl, and first he had his Vegas residency that we saw millions of clips of. Millions is an
Right.
exaggeration.
Hmm.
For the fact checking fans, those people.
Yeah.
And he had a great run in Vegas,
Hmm.
100 shows, and then he did the Super Bowl, and that was phenomenal. And it looked like he hasn't stopped. He's been on a tear. His album dropped. It seemed to have done well. I don't know the exact numbers, but it seemed to have do well. And I feel like he had something else he did before this. But yeah, now he's got his tour coming. And Usher's also been around for a long time. So a lifetime achievement award. It seems fitting. Seems fitting. He's definitely well deserved in my opinion. And I'm glad BET is not waiting till he's 70 to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Always nice when you know they can really appreciate it, and doesn't take forever. I mean, when your career is that long, it shouldn't
Hmm.
it shouldn't take that long. Um,
Well, that's why I say I'm glad they're not waiting till he's 70 because we've seen that happen before.
yeah, of course. No, I agree with you. I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is great for Usher. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a nice little medley of Usher songs. I don't know. I feel like because he's still very much, out and about and doing his thing, maybe we'll even see him perform. But if not, I hope that um I don't remember how they do it. But if not, I hope that
Didn't Mary get it last year and didn't she do a performance?
I think so. I think Mary
Because
got it
Mary.
last year, and I think Diddy got it the year before, or did Diddy get it last year?
Oh, let me look it up.
I feel like Diddy didn't perform when it happened. So I don't remember. I feel like
Well, when Diddy did it, he did the whole legacy. Remember, it was like all the labels and acts he was involved with throughout the years, including Shine.
right, but did he actually perform?
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
BET Lifetime Achievement Award 2020. We're both wrong. Last year was Busta Rhymes.
Oh yes, I remember that. Didn't Buster perform with one of his kids?
No, that was a new artist. that was coming out at the time that he had a record with.
I thought somebody said Busta was performing with one of his kids.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Or his kids.
2022 was Diddy.
Yeah, I know it was recent.
But yes, they both performed.
Okay, so then Usher is likely performing, which I'm here for. I'm always here for. Give me more. And now that Essence is, I know I'm jumping around, but now that Essence seems to be televising some of their events around Essence Fest, hopefully I get to see that too. I know last year they live streamed on Hulu, so we'll see what they do this year. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into that yet, but that will be exciting because I will not be in New Orleans. What is it? July 4th weekend.
Me either.
That is not on my agenda. But you know.
Mine either, unless somebody, flies us out. Press passes.
If y'all fly me out, I'm ready. Bags are packed.
Right. Exactly.
Just, got the sunblock, everything. We ready. We out.
Definitely need the sunblock in July in New Orleans.
For your eyelids.
It's hot as fish grease.
Yep.
Pun intended.
Yep. Let me ask you something. I haven't asked you a question in a long time. We don't really have a lot of topics, so I'm gonna ask you something. You didn't know about this. He didn't know about this, guys. But let me ask you. It has nothing to do with anything. But I'm gonna bring it here because I feel like it'll be a good clip. It doesn't. It has
It's nothing to do with anything. Yeah,
It doesn't.
no, that's funny and accurate.
It's not about music. It's not about. No, this is not even the thing I told you that we were gonna do. This is a different.
Oh,
This is something
okay.
different.
That's another something different.
Right. We'll do that after. But all right. What do you do?
If your son is at home crying on the no.
What do you do when people who are strangers to you, and I don't mean strangers, I don't mean people you don't know. I mean people you do know, but they're not akin to you. They're not your friends, they're not your family, they're just people you have to interact with. Could even be the easiest example of it would be a coworker. Right?
Okay.
They're not your friends, but you know them. You may not
Then
know
it's
them
okay.
well. You don't really know them personally, but you have some sort of rapport with them. When they share bad news with you, like their bad news, what do? What's your reaction?
I guess it depends on the bad news, Like if they said my mother died, you're gonna say, "Oh, my condolences. I'm sorry to hear that."
Right, of course.
So I think it depends on what the bad news is. Like if it's like I hurt my foot, I don't know.
Do you ask or do you engage in conversation with people about it, or is it just my condolences and then you move on? Because okay, let me set up the scene for you. I had an interaction recently with somebody where I reached out to them about something, and their response to me was basically they can't deal with this right now because they're dealing with something else. And I didn't know what to do because to me, it wasn't important to me. But obviously, I'm not soulless.
Right.
Of course, I said I'm sorry about that, but that was kind of it. I didn't say, well, do you need anything, or are you okay, or whatever. But I was left. I don't know. Afterwards, after I sat with it for a while, I was like, am I a bad person? Am I supposed to be more invested in this person's pain? Am I the asshole?
Ask Twitter that one.
I
I
don't know.
guess it depends what they said and what the relationship is with this person.
There,
Like,
there is no relationship. It's just someone I interact with. But I, I just feel like if it was someone that I was close to, I'd be way more
empathetic.
empathetic. I don't know. But it did make me kind of do some self reflection and say, how am I supposed to act in this
instance.
Right.
I think if you don't have any kind of relationship with this person, and you just say, oh, you just say something nice and you
Wait,
move on.
very specifically are saying you just say,
But it
"Oh."
depends what it is. If it's like, oh my God, I just burned my lunch, like, oh man, that's messed up.
Right.
Maybe you can get some Uber Eats to come over quick
Right.
before your break is over. I don't know. I mean, it
Yeah.
depends.
Okay.
Again, if it's like the most extreme thing, like, yeah, my mom is sick in the hospital dying, right? Or my spouse is sick in the hospital and they're about to pass away. Yikes. Like, okay, that's serious. I'm
Okay.
sorry to hear that,
Yeah.
but no, you don't have to investigate. You don't have to become invested because they shared this. No,
Okay.
not in my opinion.
Okay. Some way. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I just wanted to ask. It was like right at the. It was top of mind when we jumped on, so I was like, let me ask you since we have a little time to kill today.
Yeah, because there's no topics. It's dead out here in these streets.
Right. Um.
At least for the topics we talk about, anyway.
Exactly. So we are gonna shift back to entertainment. I really want you to watch these videos while we're on the pod because I need to know what you think.
I will set it up the context for the fans. Let them know what I'm about to watch in real time.
So J Lo, Sterling K. Brown, and Simu Liu, I think that's how you say his last name.
The
They
guy
are
who was Sanchi.
the um they're currently on a press tour to promote their new Netflix film called Atlas. It's about AI. I don't know the exact plot of it, but it's about AI. Because even one of the videos that I sent you does I thought it was really interesting. This one wasn't really what I was this one is a little bit different from the other ones because it's basically Sterling K. Brown talking about um if AI is good or bad, or is it gonna like make our lives worse or better? And I thought that was really interesting since we talk about AI a lot here. But the internet is kind of buzzing about this press tour. I didn't even know anything about Atlas. That's the first thing. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
I've never heard of this movie.
Right. And it just came out last week. I believe it came out on the 24th. But
Oh, okay.
the reason people are buzzing about it is because people think that Sterling K. Brown does not like J Lo.
Oh,
People think that he's being shady, but like the kind of shady that you can't really be mad at because he's not saying anything bad. He's not technically saying anything shady, but he's just kind of like poking fun a little bit. And I think there's some confusion about whether that's his personality or if he's doing certain things on purpose. So I wanted you to watch it. And I wanted
okay.
to see what you thought because
In
there
real
have been
time.
in real time because there have been so many people who have been like, "Oh my gosh, Sterling K. Brown, what did this lady do to Sterling K. Brown?" And we know, I've never heard anything bad about SKB in the public, or even like we've never heard anything about him being a diva on set or anything like that. But what we have heard and seen is that J Lo could be a little spicy with
Yeah.
people when she's out and about in the world. Most recently, there was video of her being kind of rude to reporters at the Met Gala a couple weeks ago. So,
I don't know.
not that far fetched that somebody might not like her, but I just think it's funny. So, I wanted you to watch a couple of the videos and see what you thought. I know
All
it's
right.
silly, but I thought it would be funny.
It's all good. We ain't got no topics anyway, so.
The truth is, over the past few years, I've tried to slow down more and be home more. That's the truth. But you said, what is the?
What has really sparked that creativity?
I mean, for me, it's just about doing things that are really exciting to me, doing things that inspire me, not doing just everything. I think that's what I used to do a lot of. It was like, oh, this
This is
thing.
you pared down.
This is actually me pared down.
I'll
I
be
know that
damned.
sounds crazy.
You a hustler, baby.
That's
I just want you to know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So, as much as it seems like I'm going at a fever pace all the time, I'm actually like half the pace of what I was a few years ago.
That was just funny. I don't think that's him being a jerk.
I think he actually has a really fun personality, and I think that's coming through. You know, my worry here is that please don't accuse this black man, of being mean to J Lo, because we don't want any. Although I think that enough people don't like J Lo that it's fine, but it's just like
I don't think that was being rude or anything. That was funny. That was just funny. I don't think that was shady.
yeah, and a lot of the videos are really funny. So okay, let's move on.
Let's go to the second one.
Hollywood is really good predicting the future. I mean, there's a lot of movies predicting the future, and they were right. So, what is the future of us and AI?
I mean, listen, I think AI is going to be a part of our lives, for certain. And I think it will be for better and for worse. I think we want to try to mitigate the worst and amplify the better. That's what I'm hopeful for.
Sí, es una pregunta muy
¡Páralo!
bien.
¡Tú no hablas español también! ¡Tú no hablas español también! ¡Ay,
Y yo pienso que...
He speaks better Spanish than I do.
That's it,
Oh my God, I'm always being shamed for my Spanish all the time. They make me so panicked to talk in Spanish.
I've reached the end of my runway.
Esa película hace un buen trabajo en como how would you say depict, like to
Mostrar?
mostrar
To show?
Sterling.
straight, yes, para mostrar lo bueno y lo malo de AI. Y yo creo que es una película muy divertido y con mucha acción, pero con mucho corazón también, mucho humor.
Mucho corazón.
Y mucho humor. Yeah.
Sterling, we're doing this in Spanish the next time.
What was sassy about that? That's just...
Okay, so that one just...
I think that one's more just shocking that the Asian guy bust out in Spanish.
Right. And I like that one because Sterling talked about AI, and I just thought what he said about AI was really interesting. Also, yes. So I didn't want to exclude that video because I feel like that's just the three of them being goofy, and
Yeah, that was great.
I thought that, listen, it's a great press run. They're doing a really good job at keeping people engaged. So for what
And
it's
that's what you
worth,
want.
they at least, I don't know what it is. I don't know if Simu and Sterling ever worked together before, but the two of them have really good chemistry. They're very much like, you can tell they're
You
very
don't
much
speak
like
Spanish
bros.
too. No. More fan. That was great.
Yeah. So,
Listen,
But-
SKW knows more Spanish than me too. I just want to put it out there.
right. And then the other reason I sent that too is because I feel like J-Lo kind of makes things about herself. So she started to say, after they started to speak Spanish, she's like, first she said, oh my gosh, she speaks better Spanish than me. Okay, cool. We're with you. And then she starts to go on a rant about how, you know,
She gets shit for her bad Spanish.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. But, you know, let's get that to me was benign. But
I need the SKW Duolingo. You know what I'm saying?
SKB.
My bad. I need SKB to teach me Spanish.
Oh yeah, you know, he's killing it. Him and Simu, they could teach a Spanish class easily. Okay, and pay Spanish.
I need that.
Spanish 300.
You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get this third one.
Mm-hmm.
What is your go-to comfort meal?
Yeah, I grew up, I'm Puerto Rican, so I like rice and
Are
beans.
you Puerto Rican?
And
Okay, time out. All right, that was shady. That was shady.
Oh.
That was shady. All right, that one, I got to start it over, but that
Okay,
one was shady.
You gotta run that back.
Because that nigga said,
I think that's the one that went viral first.
oh, you're Puerto Rican? Yeah.
Ooh.
No shit, nigga. We only saw you on every fucking Puerto Rican Day parade for the last 40 years.
Right,
Like,
and he's
that's
not
an
done.
exaggeration. Fact checkers.
Wait, start it over.
What is your go-to comfort meal?
yeah, I grew up, I'm Puerto Rican, so I like rice and
Are
beans.
you Puerto Rican?
And yes, I am. Rice and beans and like, you know, chicken and stuff like that.
Frijoles, pollo. Me gusta.
Yeah, that was a little shady, yes. That one was funny, but shady, yes.
Yeah, I think that's the one that people saw first, where people were like, Is he shady?
Yes, that one he was.
And then
Yes.
all the other videos seem to come after. So I think it was just like, oh, this is more of the same. I think that's where people got that.
All right, one last video.
Every once in a while, Ben would read the lines for Smith. And I think the newlyweds, still very much in love, I think she just wanted to hear his voice. And so sometimes the reactions that you got from her was because she was listening to her husband's voice.
I don't even know why that's a clip.
I don't know. But I didn't think he was being shady there. I thought that was a cool.
All right, that one seemed cool and sincere.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting anecdote. There is a video that I did not send where they're playing a game. I think it's the same one where they're talking about their favorite foods and they're playing a game. Or they're asking them like it's like a question game, I guess. And they ask what's the weirdest thing they do in the morning? And so she says, I don't remember what she says, but both of them say poop in some way. And she's just like, my gosh, you guys are such guys.
I mean, don't we all got to use the bathroom? I think.
Right. I left that one out because I was like, that one's kind of weird. But
Yeah.
yeah, the people think that Sterling is being. And then the last one that I didn't send you is he tells her a story about how when he was younger, he was dating a girl and her first J-Lo's first video was on the TV, If You Had My Love, and he's watching it. But he knows that like when he's watching it, he's checking J-Lo out. But he also knows that his girlfriend might feel a kind of way about it, so he's trying really hard not to say anything. And she starts to say, "Why are your eyes watering while you're watching this?" And he goes, "No, I'm just watching the video. I'm not watching it too hard, but I'm watching something like that." He says, and he basically ends up telling J Lo, "I really should have probably just changed the channel rather than sitting there and watching it." And she's like,
Mhm.
he's like, "You broke me and my girlfriend up," or something like that. He says, and she goes, "Well, I'm really sorry that I broke you guys up." He said, "It's okay because 18 years later, we're still married."
Yeah, I don't think that's anything. Sounds like just castmates having fun.
That's what it seems like to me. I agree with you. I don't think it's that. Maybe the one was being shady. To me, when you put them all together, it seems like they're just having a good time. And
Yeah.
and maybe she's a super serious person, and their personalities are like, when you see,
Contrast.
yeah, when you see somebody that's super serious and you know that you're like kind of funny and kind of goofy, but now you got to be around them, so you go out of your way to like lighten the mood.
Yeah.
To me, that's more of what this feels like than them like or him being particularly shady towards her.
Yeah, I don't think. I think only the one clip was shady. One where, I'm Puerto Rican. So you Puerto Rican? Arroz frijoles.
And man, really funny. But I was like, I keep seeing these videos, and I keep seeing these videos, and I was like, I know how much my co-host loves J Lo, so I wanted to make sure that he got to weigh in on the goings on.
Thanks for that. The
Well,
snitching and the videos.
you love her so much. She's your favorite, and you don't tell enough people.
And this is Weeknights, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. And fact checkers, we see you in the comments. See y'all tomorrow.
Bye.